A pivotal moment is unfolding, demanding your full attention as the Indiana Fever front office confronts a real-time, financially damaging, and highly public lesson in one of the toughest principles of corporate capitalism: never alienate the very supporters who sustain your success. The organization has come to realize that Caitlin Clark's followers are not merely fans of the Indiana Fever, but are fiercely loyal to her, and they are now delivering a powerful and economically significant message. Any perceived interference with their generational star will be met with consequences that directly impact the team's revenue. You're watching the only YouTube channel committed to presenting the unvarnished reality of professional basketball, free from public relations spin or corporate sensitivities, offering instead a clear, objective, and data-driven perspective on the business dynamics, strategic decisions, coaching philosophies, and the multi-billion-dollar landscape of the Women's National Basketball Association. Be sure to subscribe and enable all notifications now, as the Indiana Fever have unmistakably entered the find-out phase of their turbulent 2026 offseason, with the situation rapidly intensifying into an increasingly dramatic and contentious development.
You're over being called a racist? Just that quick. Interesting. Okay. Must be nice. I don't get down. I'm not forgiving that. Okay. That's not going to happen. So, and never mind the logistical.
Understanding the magnitude of the Indiana Fever front office's catastrophic misstep requires a close examination of the franchise's broader economic landscape, as this situation extends far beyond frustrated fans voicing opinions on social media and instead signals a profound shift in the power dynamic between a professional sports organization and its primary consumer base. The Fever have effectively transitioned from a traditional team into a franchise centered around Caitlin Clark, a transformation clearly supported by empirical evidence. Prior to her arrival, the organization struggled with low attendance, minimal national television exposure, and limited relevance within the global sports conversation, often finding it difficult to distribute tickets and generate sustained interest. That apathy disappeared instantly when Clark entered the league, turning the franchise into a financial powerhouse by driving sellout crowds nationwide, prompting the relocation of games to larger NBA arenas to accommodate unprecedented demand, and breaking merchandise sales records within hours of her jersey release. Consequently, the Fever evolved from an overlooked and unprofitable organization into the most watched and commercially valuable team in the WNBA, with this remarkable economic resurgence largely attributable to a single individual. Against this backdrop, the decision to select Raven Johnson with the 10th overall pick triggered far more than simple disappointment among this deeply invested and fiercely loyal fanbase. It ignited intense backlash rooted in a contentious history between Johnson and Clark. Their rivalry traces back to the 2023 Final Four, when Clark's now viral gesture of waving Johnson off at the three-point line captured national attention and solidified their competitive narrative, and tensions escalated further when Johnson, just weeks before the WNBA draft, appeared on a widely discussed podcast where she criticized a significant portion of the Fever's emerging fan base, labeling Clark's supporters as toxic, bullying, and racist. Regardless of personal opinions on these remarks, from a strictly corporate marketing and public relations perspective, using a first-round draft pick on a player who had publicly alienated the very consumers responsible for driving ticket sales and revenue represents a profound and consequential strategic miscalculation.
Longer than 4 letters. Hopefully Snoop Dogg doesn't come for that. Wow. So they went on social media asking for you to buy tickets as a consumer of their product. Ooh. The
true spark that ignited the fire was not simply the selection of Raven Johnson, but the moment head coach Stephanie White stepped to the microphone during the draft press conference and inadvertently intensified an already volatile situation with messaging that many perceived as deeply miscalculated. When a credentialed reporter inquired about how the guard rotation would function, White offered little reassurance to concerned fans, instead outlining a scenario in which veteran Ty Harris would operate as a combo guard while emphasizing that Caitlin Clark is capable of playing both on and off the ball. She further heightened the reaction by characterizing rookie Raven Johnson as a true point guard who thrives with the ball in her hands, and escalated the controversy when she concluded by suggesting that this expanded guard depth would allow shooting guard Kelsey Mitchell additional opportunities to rest. A careful analysis of these remarks reveals the central reason behind the backlash. The head coach never delivered the definitive statement that fans believed was essential. She did not explicitly affirm that Caitlin Clark is the undisputed starting point guard and the primary decision-maker through whom the entire offense is designed to operate. Instead of reinforcing her central importance, the head coach publicly presented a tactical vision suggesting that one of the greatest offensive playmakers of her generation, a player celebrated for breaking assist records and possessing extraordinary court vision, could be shifted off the ball to accommodate a defensive-minded rookie and a veteran role player. This perspective has largely escaped deeper scrutiny from mainstream, access-driven media. Yet the underlying basketball analytics reveal why such a strategy is viewed as a significant tactical misstep. Removing the ball from Caitlin Clark's hands approaches basketball malpractice. When she functions as the primary point guard, her gravitational influence profoundly disrupts opposing defenses. Coaches, wary of her extended logo shooting range, frequently deploy traps as far as 30 feet from the basket, creating cascading advantages that open the paint for uncontested layups and generate wide-open corner three-point opportunities for teammates like Kelsey Mitchell. Voluntarily shifting Clark off the ball diminishes the most dangerous and efficient element of the Indiana Fever's offensive ecosystem. Modern fans, increasingly informed and data-driven, recognize that the team's offensive rating declines when Clark is relegated to a traditional spot-up shooting role running off baseline screens, and as a result, Stephanie White's apparent advocacy for such an approach is widely interpreted by supporters as a direct undermining of the franchise's most potent weapon.
Kelsey Mitchell back here. Wow. What? Guys, there are signs. There are signs now. I'm not sure Caitlin Clark's going to be on this team.
This is the critical juncture where a tactical disagreement transforms into a full-scale corporate financial crisis as fans move beyond expressing frustration on platforms like YouTube and Twitter to executing a coordinated and economically impactful consumer boycott. The Indiana Fever's ticket sales department now finds itself in the unprecedented position of virtually pleading with customers, a dramatic shift from the previous year when the franchise proudly highlighted an extensive season ticket waiting list. Clear proof that consumer demand once far exceeded supply, a rare and highly advantageous circumstance for any sports organization. However, the front office committed a significant and overconfident miscalculation by assuming that this extraordinary demand was rooted in the Indiana Fever brand itself, rather than recognizing that it was overwhelmingly driven by Caitlin Clark's presence. Online discourse has since intensified, with reports of stalled season ticket renewals, individuals on the waiting list declining purchase opportunities when contacted by ticket representatives, and a once booming secondary ticket market, previously energized by the profitable resale of premium Fever tickets, grinding to an abrupt halt. In response to the fallout from their own decisions, the organization has reportedly resorted to aggressive marketing emails, promotional group ticket packages, and urgent social media campaigns in an effort to artificially reignite the demand they inadvertently weakened. The irony is striking. After overlooking multiple warning signs, disregarding the controversial context surrounding their first-round draft selection, and appearing to publicly downplay the role of their offensive centerpiece during a live press conference, the front office now finds itself appealing to the very fans who felt alienated, urging them to return, invest in premium courtside experiences, and financially support the team's expanded $7 million salary cap. Ultimately, this situation extends far beyond a routine public relations setback, standing instead as a profound example of business management failure with potentially career-altering ramifications.
Tards. Right there. Is this a sign? Are they pushing her out of the franchise? God, if you own this team, you better wake up. Clark should leave now. You've got the dumbest front office.
Scrutiny has now shifted toward what many view as the pronounced arrogance of the Indiana Fever's front office leadership, particularly General Manager Amber Cox and President of Basketball Operations Kelly Kroskoff, as their decision-making appears emblematic of a deeply entrenched and often toxic echo chamber within professional sports organizations where executives assume their understanding of the game surpasses that of the paying public, perceiving fans as emotional and irrational consumers who will ultimately accept any product presented to them. In this instance, the leadership seemingly believed they could prioritize a defensively oriented basketball selection, overlook the substantial public relations implications tied to that choice, and still expect unwavering support from their fan base, a stance that reveals a profound misreading of the modern sports consumer, especially the Caitlin Clark following, which is unprecedented in women's basketball and arguably across the broader sports landscape. This fan base is vast, intensely passionate, highly organized, and, most critically, loyal to Clark herself rather than to the WNBA as an institution. Many were drawn to the sport solely because of her presence, and therefore lack the generational, unconditional allegiance typically associated with NFL supporters of the Dallas Cowboys or NBA fans of the Los Angeles Lakers. Their devotion is centered on a single individual, and if that individual is not properly utilized, prioritized, or is perceived to be diminished, marginalized, or disrespected by her own coaching staff, these supporters are likely to withdraw their financial backing and disengage from the sport as swiftly as they initially embraced it.
A lot of people believe that she may be headed to playing small forward. Man, wow. No thanks. I'd like to see Caitlin Clark be Caitlin Clark. Not happening on this team with this coach and with this front office. Great, another year of Stephanie White sabotaging the face of the league.
When viewed through a broader lens, this boycott represents a potential threat to the financial framework of the entire league, extending far beyond the confines of a single franchise. The WNBA recently secured a landmark 11-year media rights agreement valued at more than $2.2 billion and restructured its collective bargaining agreement based on projections of significant future revenue growth. In straightforward terms, broadcasting networks made this substantial investment with the expectation that millions of viewers would tune in to watch Caitlin Clark's electrifying logo-range three-pointers and dazzling full-court passes, not to see her relegated to a passive off-ball role while Ty Harris and Raven Johnson manage a slower half-court offense. If the Indiana Fever's television ratings were to decline as a result of fans actively boycotting the coaching staff's tactical decisions, the consequences could ripple across the entire league, potentially raising concerns among network partners and prompting a pullback from advertisers. Consequently, the Fever front office finds itself navigating a precarious situation with implications that may affect the broader financial stability of the WNBA ecosystem. Nevertheless, a complete boycott leading to entirely empty arenas remains improbable, as Clark's immense global appeal is likely to continue attracting casual fans eager to witness her performances in person. However, the current reactions from season ticket holders, individuals on the waiting list, and the most dedicated supporters serve as a clear and powerful warning, signaling that the core fan base perceives a definitive boundary and that the front office is approaching it at considerable risk of enduring consequences.
Caitlin at small forward and push, that boring brand of hack and grind basketball everybody hates. Oh, God. The Indiana Fever are getting smashed. That's crazy. I mean, woo-wee. I cannot believe.
Amid the unprecedented turmoil surrounding the Indiana Fever organization, the path to resolution is, in reality, remarkably simple and requires neither elaborate marketing strategies nor discounted ticket promotions, but rather a clear demonstration of accountability and transparency. Before the season officially begins, Stephanie White must step to the podium at a press conference, look directly into the television cameras, and deliver 6 decisive words. Caitlin Clark is our point guard, without qualifications, corporate ambiguity, or references to rotational versatility and off-ball experimentation. offering instead a firm and unambiguous affirmation that the franchise player is the central figure around whom the entire offensive system will be constructed. At present, the front office's silence on this pivotal tactical matter resonates loudly, and the longer it continues, the more fan outrage is likely to intensify, potentially amplifying the financial repercussions for the franchise. With the Indiana Fever having opened the 2026 season on May 9th and training camp imminent, the organization faces a defining moment to establish its true identity before the opening tip-off. Whether it will position itself as a perennial championship contender built around the most dynamic and commercially influential offensive player in the sport's history, or persist as a rigid, overcoached collective where ball-handling duties are diluted, roles remain ambiguous, and the game's most popular player risks being marginalized in an effort to validate a philosophical stance. Ultimately, the voice of the paying fans has become unmistakably clear. They've placed their unwavering support behind Caitlin Clark, leaving the true multi-million-dollar question centered on whether the Indiana Fever front office has the wisdom and humility to make that same defining choice. This moment extends far beyond a routine roster debate. It represents a critical turning point that will shape the franchise's identity, credibility, and financial future for years to come. As the situation continues to unfold, WNBA Pro will remain at the forefront, meticulously monitoring ticket sales, press conferences, locker room dynamics, and every tactical adjustment to bring you the most honest and unfiltered analysis of what happens next. If this in-depth, data-driven, and transparent breakdown resonated with you, and you appreciate content that fearlessly explores the business and strategic realities often overlooked by mainstream sports media, then we invite you to become part of the most informed basketball community online. Share your perspective in the comments. Are you supporting the Fever this season? And do you believe the front office will ultimately respond to fan concerns or remain steadfast in its current direction? This conversation goes beyond basketball strategy, touching on leadership, accountability, and the evolving future of the WNBA. So don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on all notifications to stay updated on every major development as this compelling story continues to unfold.